classical liberal Dave Rubin is now blaming wildfires on diversity. Take a look.
PG&E strikes me as almost a metaphor for the destruction of the state. So here's the utility, which doesn't really know anything about its own infrastructure, but knows everything about the race of its employees. How did we get there?
It's just unbelievable. Look, I've been in LA. I'm in LA right now. I live about a minute away from one of the big fires that's still going. I have friends that are evacuated. Los Angeles, putting politics aside, in Southern California, might be the most beautiful part of the United States.
Yes.
The problem right now is that everything from academia to public utilities to politics, everything that goes woke, that buys into this ridiculous progressive ideology, that cares about what contractors are LGBT or how many black firemen we have or white this or Asian that. Everything that goes that road eventually breaks down. It is not how freedom is supposed to operate. What is supposed to happen, Tucker, imagine if your house was on fire. Would you care what the public utility or what the fire company, what contractor they brought in, what gender or sexuality or any of those things he or she was? I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Who would care?
Who would care indeed? I love how Tucker Carlson always looks confused. All the time. Like, always confused. Somebody's got to tell him. Like, dude, make a different face. I don't know. It's like resting dumb face. I'm not sure. But, okay. Let's go to the substance here. And there's a little bit of substance. Ridiculousness, right? So Dave Rubin literally blaming wildfires on diversity instead of the ineptitude of investor-owned PG&E. By the way, PG&E, and the reason I bring up how it's investor-owned, right? Because investors want to turn on investment and they don't want to spend money, naturally. Because they spend money on, for example, I don't know, modernizing their infrastructure, making sure that their lines, their infrastructure doesn't break down and start fires. That's expensive, man. And PG&E, I mean, they're owned by the shareholders, and so they got to follow the shareholders, even though it's actually less expensive to upgrade your infrastructure than it is to constantly cause wildfires that destroy essentially everything and then get sued for the wildfires. It makes sense, but apparently they suck at business. So maybe, I don't know, we should nationalize them. Or, California should turn them into, a public utility. That'd be interesting thought, right? Dave Rubin's head would explode. But okay, not only that, PG&E has also been bailed out by the taxpayers. By the way, Gavin Newsom is trying to bail them out once again. That's ridiculous. But okay, all that stuff aside, it's not any of that. No. It's the black firemen that's the problem, according to Dave Rubin. Really, Dave? Really? No. This is what happens. This is a great example of what happens when you sell out. Oh no, Jeff, you don't understand. Dave he had an awakening. He's a classical liberal now. No, he's a conservative. I know, the classical liberal, basically libertarian, etc., right? Ain't nothing liberal about Dave Rubin, except for the fact that he's gay. That's about it. But he's more than willing to sell out the LGBT community by going on Tucker Carlson's show and saying it's the black firemen that are gay that's the problem. Look, here's the thing. The only awakening Dave Rubin has had is the gigantic paycheck from the Koch brothers. That's what that is, right? And Fox News, of course, they look at him and they say, hey, it's a gay guy? California? Okay, how much do we got to pay him for him to come on the show, come on TV, and attack the LGBT community? That's what they do, attack progressives. Because here we have somebody who used to call himself progressive. He was never progressive. It was just a front. It was just a fake. But he can come on and say, well, I used to be progressive. Now I'm not. Progressives are terrible. Woke culture. Where's my money? Where's my money? That's what it's about. Dave Rubin stands for the wealthy and corporations and goes and talks to white supremacists. He also talks to Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Oh, no, you don't understand. I'm having open conversations, right? With people who just happen to be white supremacists or happen to be anti-LGBT, happen to hate everything that I am. But hey, at least I'm having an open conversation, right? No, it's not an open conversation. He allows people to go on his show and spew whatever horrible, bigoted opinion that they want with no pushback. You want to have a conversation, maybe you should actually challenge people like Ben Shapiro when he says, I'm not going to bake a cake for your wedding. I'm not going to even come to your wedding. Ridiculous, right? No. How much is your soul worth? That's what I want to ask Dave. How much was it worth? Was it worth it? I think it must be, because the only thing Dave Rubin was looking out for was his own paycheck. Jesus. He's a sellout. He's a fraud. He has zero principles. This has always been about the money. Just like H.A. Goodman, for example, right? H.A. Goodman jumped in the progressive movement because he thought he could make a buck. You know where H.A. Goodman is now? He's MAGA. He's a MAGA guy. I called him out years ago and got in trouble for it. Oh, what are you talking about? H.A. Goodman does such great work. No, H.A. Goodman's a hack, just like Dave Rubin. See, he's a grifter. These people are grifters. That's what they look like, right? These are the people that never were progressive, that were only looking to jump on a movement so they can make an extra buck. They're disingenuous hacks, and it's sad. And look, here's the thing. He's making a ton of money off this. He's got thousands of people on Patreon, tens of thousands, right? Well, I might be struggling on Patreon, but at least I can sit there and look at myself in the mirror every night and every morning and know that I am actually being honest about my values. Can Dave Rubin do that? Can H.A. Goodman do that? Can any of those grifters do that? I didn't think so. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.